Well, hey everybody, I bet you're as surprised as I am to see me. So, hey, how you doing? And it's Sunday and the air here is so freaking bad. You can't go outside. It's smoke. And thought, well, I had a great evening taking some fantastic shots. Just got finished kind of putting them all together, and there's some interesting things. And I thought, well, got nothing else to do, so welcome everybody. I don't expect to see a whole lot of people here because this is like unannounced. But anyway, those couple that are, it's I hope you enjoy it. Hey, Nina, how you doing? So, yeah, like I said, people are going like, really? Yeah. So, it's Sunday and, it's kind of a day just to kick back. Again, here in the Front Range, the air is so bad. You cannot go outside for even a couple of minutes. The smell of smoke and yeah, so hope everyone is doing good. Who's all here? Hello, Paul from Newcastle. How are you doing? Drew Seeker and B3, Stephanie, Emperor Rex. Hey, Peter, how you doing? Hadley, Bosto to everyone, and much favor. Yeah, it's Sunday. So thought I would show y'all. Hello, Darth. How you doing? Saw you on the Soul Tribe channel. It's good to see you out there. That's how you stretch, buddy. Hey, Brandy, you're a fine girl. Pleasant surprise. Yeah, so much. Yeah, it wasn't planned, so I could have done this tomorrow, but I had things I had to do Friday. So, guess I don't owe anyone anything, but hey, let's check it out. Saul, good to see you. Charlotte, hello. Good to see you as well. Calvin, good to see you. Calvin, appreciate you, buddy. Lori, hello. And Melanie. So, Julianne Payne, how are you, my dear? So good to see everybody. Yeah, it was a good time. Y'all seemed like you were having a really good time. And, Robert and Trina are doing a good job over there. And that's what it's all about. Hey, Thomas, good morning, good afternoon, evening. All depends on your frame of mind. So, got some interesting pictures using my Nikon D3500, using a tripod. The smoke is, like I said, been so freaking bad, but it has some aesthetic beauty to it. Why not? I mean, you're breathing in that acidic smoke anyway, so you might as well get something for your troubles, right? So, having fun here. I don't know how long I'm going to stay on, but I thought for the moment that I'd share some of these fantastic shots. This has been collected over the last couple of days. As you can see, they are phenomenal. Some I have used filters on the camera, full disclosure, because, anytime you're doing shots with the sun, you have to, it can sometimes overwhelm the iris of the camera, particularly with the digital cameras. So, little thing on that. So check these out, folks. So as you can see, that's with the sun filter on it. That's without. And the sky is just filled with smoke. This is a cool shot. The colors that were in here were phenomenal. And, as you know, when you pull up close to the sun, even with this smoke, it gives off some of the most beautiful hues. This was taken yesterday, and the interesting thing is those I know I got a lot of viewers here from who live in the Front Range. As y'all know, these things come in waves. The smoke If it's particularly condensed, it literally will come in, and it's if you're out there and you can wear a mask. I tell you, really, I know there's so much with the mask these days, but the mask really does help filter out the smoke and the other particulates. So this is with filter, without filter. And I thought this one was so interesting because if you look at this, there's certain art to this. Um, nature, I mean, man can have as imaginative of imagination in creation, but boy, I have yet to see one human top what nature can do. And I thought this one was so interesting because it looked to me through the camera, and when I was looking at that, like it was almost like the sun was leaving this vapor trail behind it. And you can see it in here. It was just one of these unusual moments, and the air was so still at times. It was, I don't know, it just had a funky feel to it. It's and you go out now and it's still got that funky feel. I'll be out with my cameras this evening because I have a feeling it's going to have another one. So you can begin to see here what I'm talking about at the top. And I don't know, there seems to be like a face right in here. I could get the pointer out, but why? Um, use your own imagination. Um, so here is enhanced, and you can really see it's very although if you've ever done any psychological test, you know, all of us have done the ink blots. And you look at this one, and boy, I mean, you could really get into some interesting aspects of of what exactly is going on here. I don't know. Be curious to see what your take on it is. Again, the contrast. I mean, you're dealing with muted colors here. I mean, smoke is smoke. The sun was still up pretty high. I think that this was, oh, I don't know, around 4 o'clock, 4:30. You know, and if you always can do the four fingers to determine how much daylight you got left. Each finger is 15 minutes. So pass that on to those who don't know. Excuse me. So just I still say the cat, the face that it's at the top where it looks like it's actually leaving, that's actually smoking. You have a smoke filled atmosphere that looks like it's smoking. There you go. Um, and if you look at the column over there, almost left center, it's fascinating. Um, you know, because we're looking at something in a two-dimensional plane, but yet we're building a three-dimensional construct. And clouds can be really trippy. And here's with the filter on. And I mean, check that out. If you look at that, it's almost like a chair. If you could see it over on the left and over on the right, center, lower part. But I always find it interesting when you get clouds that do have 90-degree shapes to them. I don't know. You know, it's and this one really brings it out because you can see the sun is now beginning to overpower the clouds and the smoke, but it casts the most interesting light. And look at this thing down here. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but whatever, it's very distinct, and I could see it in the viewfinder. I mean, it was, I'm under an umbrella, so because, you know, to be able to see the nuances, and this one is so I adjusted this and put on a sun filter, and you can see how that really is an interesting shape, whatever the heck that is. And you can clearly see the sun emerging. And, if you look off over to the left over here, interesting how you have total darkness, but how the sun keeps coming through. Um, Now, the next series of photos really begins to get kind of strange. Again, it's just most unusual. And you can see the face emerging there. I don't know. I mean, you can also begin to see faces down uh, in the lower column. Read this article, I think it was in Psychology Today, how our brains are wired to see faces in everything. I don't know. Now, this gets interesting because there's a visitor that begins to show up. You can actually see a bird up here, but this came into view, and well, I'll let you make your own decision on it. Not a lens flare, but you can see it. And there it is, almost, at the 3 o'clock position, far right. And you can see where the sun is emerging, there is the lens flare that the camera is being overwhelmed by the light itself, but don't know what that is. It's very weird. And you can see it's moving. It's well, moving, what I mean by moving, I don't know. You make your own. You can actually see, the lens flare in there. So there it is again. This is filtered, and now it really comes out. Almost has a three-dimensional spear perspective. And you can see the clouds over there. And it's so interesting as you stare into these and you look for, the art, the expression, you get visitors. And there it is. I could see it. It was very interesting. Here I zeroed in on it. Whatever it is, I don't know, an orb. Well, it's something. And there you get a clear view of what I was seeing in the viewfinder. But check this out. I mean, tell me that that doesn't look like. All right, for those of you who are probably listening, if you get a chance to watch this, it's literally on the upper left-hand corner of the picture. That is just, I mean, yeah, you can get hands right here, clear face here, a chest area here, and then you got this UFO over here, and you got the sun, being obscured by both cloud and smoke, and you've just got yourself, Dick Clark's dance party, Um, Here I again zoomed in on it. There's clearly something there. I don't know. I gotta have a sense that, I think they're up there all the time. It's just that we don't see them all the time. Um, Interesting things what the sun does. Now, this is with the sun filter on the camera. This is open. The iris is blatantly getting all the sun. Now, this one starts out really strange because the secondary light that's literally being dumped, in a, see a concave globe. So the sun, and you can see how it's reacting on the atmosphere. This one gets very interesting because what this morphs into, again, I look at this from a creative artist point of view, but I see things, and I think others see things as well. There's really something going on here. I mean, um, it was very unusual to see it as it was emerging. And what I have done here, again, using filters on the camera to begin to enhance the light that otherwise would be washed out. And this is what I mean by being washed out. But even in the glare of this, you can see there that the way that the sun is cascading underneath it, it really becomes very interesting. And if you look at the top of the sun, it's almost as if the sun has a crown, and there are red lightning bolts coming off of it. That's smoke, obviously. And here you can see what happens when I use the filter on this again. Um, it becomes more distinct. The layers of light that our eyes so often miss, because this is what we're seeing. Now check this out as it begins to develop. Look at that. And even with the light, you can see that this was, well, I'll let you use your own imagination. Again, you can see it. And this is, again, what you would see mostly, through a camera that doesn't have a protective a lensing on it to filter the light. But when you get it filtered, wow. I mean, there is interesting how the color bleeds in and out. I mean, this is what I find very fascinating. And so I'm just giving you non-filtered, filtered. Look at this. Some could say that this is, maybe a celestial being using the opportunity of the light. Maybe this is the race of beings that live in the firmament, and they're huge. And maybe this is something. Now you can see the difference. This is normal. This is filtered, and you can really see something is coming out of this. It's very interesting. And there you can get the view of what others were seeing. And again, it's a beautiful light show. And then this shows up while all this is going on. And there it is. Interesting how, I didn't see this because I was more mesmerized by that. Now this is filtered again, and yeah, check out our friend. Maybe they were seeing the same thing, probably thought it was a pretty cool light show. And this is filtered, non-filtered. You could see it again. There it is, close up. There it is again. Wasn't really hiding, as you can see. It was beginning to look at what I think, I was drawn to, and then it's gone. You can see how 1 minute it's there, and the next minute, bam. So this is what really became interesting, was when the sun began to sit, yes, sit, sun, set, Set came in to visit. How about that, boy? And those of you who know who Set is, you would get it. So this really did begin to form the Eye of Ra. I was flabbergasted when I was seeing this. Um, yeah, I mean, it is most curious. As you can see, it was huge. I mean, your scale can be these trees. Now, those trees are, some of them are 35, 40 feet up in the air. So, in height wise, and anyway, you can get the idea. Regular, that's filtered, straight. Look at that. I mean, is that not bizarre? That's what I really found, it's like, yeah, I mean, this is bonus time for me. This is like, yeah, okay, I wasn't expecting this. Here I begin to use the filters on it, and you can see um, the refraction of the camera lens itself. That's the big round looking spear, but it's the sun that we're looking at here, and it's just, I mean, if that isn't the eye in the sky, Alan Parsons project, I don't know what is. Check that out. Huge. And here, step down. Oh, I think I'm using almost 70% or more. And you can see what happens, what the capture, this would cap, you can actually see the different ways that the light is impacting. That's just a cool shot for me. I think that that is just far out. There it is without, and you can see the degree. Is that just cool? I mean, come on. I mean, tell me that isn't an eye in the sky, huh? Look at that. Ah, it's just so cool. And there you can see it's as the sun moves very quickly, if you many of you know. Is that not the coolest shot though? How freaking cool is that? Yeah. So yeah. Now I found this one interesting. If you look up over here, right? Watch what this thing does. I mean, next thing I know, it's down there, begins to move up. Check that out. Anyway, there it comes again. Goes up into the clouds. Now this next series is where, um, well, let your imagination talk to you. I see, you could say that there is the impression of something of royalty. I don't know, of maybe another dimension. I mean, they use the opportunity for the sky, and all the books, that we have read here, our ancestors would describe this as potentially a visitation. Look at this. I mean, starts out, that's the one to me is just so revealing because you can actually see from where the sun is at the center, how there's a crown, and then there's this outline above that. Again, that's why artists see things that others don't. And it's quite beautiful. I mean, it's, for me, it's a certain poetry in motion. And then that's it. So, like I said, wasn't going to spend a lot of time today. But yeah. Robin, that's interesting. I just caught that. The orbs still there. It's amazing. Think agape love always. Yeah, they're everywhere. It's just that, you know, most people don't go outside and say, all right, well, I'm going to go out in 95-degree temperature. And, hey, David Castle, how you doing, buddy? We're going to get you on here. Yeah. Thank you, Jesse. Hey, Trina, how you doing? Good to see you there. Hey, Barry, Nina, how are you going to do? We're all, we missed everyone on Friday. Hey, Amanda, good to see you. Cato9, good to see you, my dear. Alien Believers, Bosto. Cool stuff, isn't it? The Eye of Ra, that's the one that, well, besides picking up the friendlies, that's all I'm going to call them. I mean, it was almost like that one was playing with me. I mean, it's like because I had two cameras, um, and when I put the one camera on the sun and the other one was up there, it almost like it was aware that, hey, I have a cameo appearance today. So, um, anyway, yeah, the planet the size of Venus passing by, that would be a light show, no doubt about it. T-shirt opportunity. That's true, Joss. That is very true. There's an idea. I mean, you know, I know the person that took the picture, it's present. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. And again, I just thought I don't know, Imperex. The sky to me is it's weird. It's just strange. And I get up at many times at 3 o'clock because it's a portal time. And I'm and the skies, unfortunately, are so smoky here that you can't really get a good shot. Maverick George, how you doing? My creation. Well, I snapped the picture, and art is beholden to the individual that sees it, right? You know, I have to be candid. I when New York back in the 90s, I did go uh, see Andy Warhol's work. The can of soup, I just didn't get. Monet, others, yeah, I can get there. I love Impressionists, but I still remember looking at that soup can and going, what am I missing? It's a soup can. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, it's, like I said, it's to the individual. One of the best memories that I will take in my professional career, Smithsonian Institution was a client of mine, and we had quarterly meetings, and the curator of the Smithsonian worked it out where I got to go in at 6 o'clock in the morning, and he says, which museum would you like to go see? And he said, you're going to be the only one in there except for the guards. And I thought about it, and I said, I want to go into the National Gallery of Art. And I was in there for 2.5 hours, just me and the guards that walked through there, and had the most amazing adventure um, in seeing the great masters of the work. But yeah, um, something really to behold. Just one of those spiritual moments for me. It really was. I mean, to actually be the only one there and not be rushed and see some of the great works and some of the other artists who I didn't have any knowledge of. But yeah, you walk away different. You changed. Thank you, Angelo. from Brazil. Well, greetings, greetings. Bosto to you, my friend. Bosto means be of service to others. It's our motto here, and it's one that, you know, we love. We think it's a solution for the world. If the world leaders would just say Bosto to all of their citizens around the world, we would have no wars. We would come together as a species of many different races and unite around being of service to each other and not to ourselves. Um, Hello, Christopher Jones. Good to see you. Yeah. You know, it's an interesting thing, Melmac. It is. I mean, I've done several shows on the fact that I think the dragons are still up there. I think that there is a race of beings up there. Depending on which type of interpretation you do to sacred scripture, ancient history, they all lend credence that there is something in the firmament. There are beings that dwell there. Some believe that that's where our spirits go to because we are of earth, that there is an unseen realm, an unseen kingdom that is in the firmament. And it's when we get anomalies in the atmosphere, like smoke, that we're not deceived by thinking that we're just seeing straight up into the sky, not realizing that there's a whole realm of beings in there. But that's just me. Um, Dragons are eternal. Yeah, I think they are too, Trina. I really do. Um, yeah, someone says the trainers. Well, as long as Bosto doesn't cut into the pocketbooks of, I don't know what that means, but anyway, art is the sky of the beholder. That's a very good point, observation, Charlotte. Yeah. Uh, Arlie Dragon says, yes, she sees him. Kaz Hawks, I mean, she is, the dragons love her. I mean, they are just, she's one of the few people who I know who's actually captured a photograph of a dragon. So, CH, a lot of people seeing the moon doing the old cartwheels. Yeah, yeah. Hey, KT, good to see you. Dragon is the mother here. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I think it's true. And I didn't expect this many people by, but like I said, I just wanted to show you all the pictures and you know, see what your take of it is. I really do think that the friendlies, the orbs, the watchers, I don't know. Some say that that's where the watchers live. You know, they stand on the four corners of that canopy, that realm. You know, I don't know. Depends on what you take. Kaz is one of them, isn't that, Trina? Yeah, it's so true. Yeah. Well, thank you, Miss Cage and Queen Tarot. Tell you what, Miss Lois, we're gonna want you back on here. I haven't seen you like in a month of Sundays. Uh, I'm I was ready actually to be doing something outside, but hey, Cosmic, but it sucks out there, so I wasn't going to get changed. You know, it's Sunday. You know, you get to relax and you know, just chill out. That's why I say that. So I guess before I leave, I'll share one other thing. Trina, I think this would be a good topic for you and I to talk about on Sunday. Um, how many know that we're in a boot camp for the gods? Did you know that? All of us are gods in training. And I did this some time ago, but I was outside and going, man, I can't take it out here. And I thought, this is something, it came up. And I thought, well, all right. So I'll read this, and it's kind of a nice way to give us a little something to meditate on today. You are a god, but your kingdom will not just be given you. Think about this. Your name is a God name. All names are, actually. Your spirit guide is one of many who are training you. Now, many times spirit guides can appear as real people in your life. They will come and they will go and they will spend a season. And many of you have encountered how they will test you in ways that you didn't expect yourself to be tested. Each will teach you to prepare for your kingdom. If you think about it, what is your purpose here? What are you really learning? And for what reason? What is the ultimate end game, the end goal, the final destination? I don't think that there's ever this place of the perfect paradise. I think that the universes or the multiverses are way beyond our comprehension. Your test is to excel with the others, gods of your class. Many of us are of the same class. We've had a couple leave us early in our class. I believe that they have graduated or are waiting for the graduating class. And sometimes it can take hundreds of years, sometimes thousands of years, to get a graduating class of new gods. But the thing about it is, we'll all look, I believe, one day on the other side and realize how much our lives have intertwined with one another's. Each of us constantly training, pushing, testing the others. You see, each of us and you will command many. But you can't learn to command until you've learned it to be commanded of. You have to submit yourself in order to have the experience to lead others. You can't expect others to follow if you yourself have never followed. The key is to understand that you are to be a master of the following: emotions, body, physical senses, triune thoughts, words, elements, entities. The most important thing for you to master, for all of us, is free will. It's a ridiculous construct to say you're going to be punished for using free will. You see, that's a trap. No, it's like anything else that you have, which is of great power. And it can take eons, epochs, for a new class of gods to master free will. You must begin to know and understand the spirits, and you must challenge any spirit who has a charge against you. Now, we'll get more into this, but this is one thing that many miss. I can get into it later. You must speak out loud and challenge any spirit that has brought a charge against you. Many people don't even know. Remember, all existing gods were once like you. Even the God of the Bible, the Yahwehs, there's a number of them, but remember that that God was not smart enough to name all that had been on this earth. And the story goes that God, had that knowledge above that God. Since you will rule with them, you should get to know them. Now they might have a few things you ought to know. It's interesting how in my former religion, conjuring was a blasphemous offense. However, it's what we did every Sunday, is that we conjured the Holy Spirit, the spirits to come in, the angels. That's conjuring. That is opening up spiritual portals to allow beings, not necessarily human, to descend and to take possession. I remember one particular church where the pastor said, I invoke the Holy Spirit to take control of bodies, tongues, minds, and have its way. Well, if I reversed that and said, I command Azel to come forth and all those who hear my voice, and I'm not going to finish that out. What is the reason for you being here, if not but to prepare for the next plane? Some among us are about to join the new class of graduated gods. Congratulations. Now is not the time to let up. Now is the time to become even more, how shall we say, passion of our purpose being here. So there's my thoughts for Sunday for you. But congratulations. There are those who I know are on the graduation list. And it's how it works, folks. All of us are gods in training. Listen, Jesus said the same thing. Not my words. These have been the words of the great Christ consciousness that have permeated our species for millions of years. And when a class begins to get ready for graduation, things begin to happening. And I think that many of us are in line for that. Okay. Let's see. It's interesting, Peter. Interesting. So there you go. I mean, I'm happy to be here. There's many of us. I mean, there's many times, you don't get out in public as much as we used to, but there was times when I would be in airports catching flights and I could literally see light beams on individuals. One's on me. I actually had one woman come up to me in the United Club and said, there is a beam of light upon you, sir. And I'm sitting in the little alcove working. And I said, excuse me, madam. And she said, I was sitting over on the other side. And she said, I kept seeing this light. And she said, it is on you. She said, I followed it all the way over. There was a guy behind me who got up and walked away. He really did. He said, I don't know what's here, but I mean, he literally got his computer, his laptop, his coat, and his luggage, and boom, man, he was out of there. And I told the woman, I said, well, thank you. I don't see it myself, but if you do, I said, I respect that. And she did say, it was weird because she said, would you mind laying hands on me? And I thought, well, no, that's that I can do. And so anyway, it goes to show you, many of you have these same things. It's just that we don't get to see it. Yeah. Well, he wasn't on my flight. I can guarantee you though, he got up and on the other side. And It's interesting. I don't know if many of you who've been in the United Club in San Francisco, but as you know, there are cubby holes all over that United Club where you can work, and that this woman on the other side of the club there saw that. I thought that was pretty strange. Okay, I guess that's it. I don't have anything else. I love being here. This is a lot of fun. I mean, it's. I'm trying to read. I'm trying to catch up on the chat, and you can't do that here. You can't. It's very difficult. So anyway, David Castle's playing with Rufus. Y'all should check out. There are a lot of people over on the Soul Tribe channel that it's good to see all of y'all. Y'all need to do more of that so the rest of us can see it. All right, folks, that's all I got. You know, it's a great day. Enjoy it wherever you are, and be BOSTO at all times. And hey, well, thank you, Peter. I'm glad that it was. Absolutely. All right, good folks. I'll see you tomorrow at the regular time. And we're going to finish up on, oh, we're not finished up with the Colburn, but we're going to finish up with this. And again, so many of you have gotten some really great comments. I appreciate that. It's many of us see it in a different way. I don't see it as, as what has been described before of us of these supposedly celestial gods. No, no, I think many of us can put technology to it. We know what plasma is. We know that how you can generate a cloud covering. We know how you can generate a pillar of light. Actually, it was fire. Um, you know, I don't know what a 15th century PC person would actually go with, like, well, what the hell is that? But maybe they didn't. Maybe they were as hip as we are. I don't know. Hard to say. Tuesday, Miss Trina and I will be together. Trina, I'd like to talk about more on this one. Well, thank you, Sarah Horton. That's very kind of you. And then Wednesday, I have Eyes to See. Maria's on. And then next Friday, we'll have our card day. And hey, the week will be over with. There you go. You know who I don't see in here is Big Al. Don't see. But Big Al, we're thinking of you and Perry and David Barry and Trina. There we go, hon. So yeah, I think we will. All right. I'm signing out. Enjoy your day. I'm going to go get something to eat. It's past lunchtime. So enjoy your day, and thank you, Soul Tribe. It is an honor and privilege to be amongst such beautiful spirit beings, and I am honored. It's humbling, and thank you. That's all I got to say is thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we'll see y'all later then. All right, bye-bye.